We are getting even more insight into the mind and heart and actions of Tyler Robinson, the man that killed our beloved Charlie Kirk. Turning Point USA prepares to sue many large media groups for purposely defaming Charlie Kirk. President Trump files a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times, saying you can't keep calling me and MAGA Hitler over and over again. Some of the details of the leaked Tyler Robinson texts are disturbing, but I'm going to go through all of them. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. Let's jump right in. The FBI investigation into Tyler Robinson is gaining more and more traction. We are learning that his transgender partner, Lance Twigg, was basically shunned by his family. He had abandoned all of his Christian values. He was a very angry individual who was in the process of transitioning from a boy into a girl. This is likely the reasoning behind all of the pro-trans, anti-fascist slogans that were on the bullet casings, as well as the anger that was swelling in Tyler Robinson's heart. Authorities say Tyler Robinson was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology, pointing to a digital footprint of his fixation and hatred of Charlie Kirk, ranging from threatening text to a destroyed note that he would take out the Turning Point founder. Now, the FBI is tracing ties to several pro-trans activist groups, some of them right here in Utah, Armed Queers of Salt Lake City. Now, they have deleted their Instagram and are trying to cover their tracks. However, Deputy Director Dan Bongino said that they are investigating all of these people and are in the process of getting court orders and subpoenas to go after each of them. Now, this does not mean at this time that they are guilty, but it does not look good. Subpoenas are being prepared, and a thorough investigation is being done to determine whether this was a lone situation or an organized plot with many people knowing, encouraging, and even financially helping. Now, we've learned a lot more details about the thinking, the heart, and the actions of Tyler Robinson. Text messages have come out, and I'm going to pull those up on the screen, and I'm just going to read them. So bear with me. But Andy Nago was able to get a hold of the text messages between Tyler Robinson and his trans lover, Lance Luna Twigg, on the day of the Charlie Kirk assassination. So I'm just going to read these to you. Robinson: I'm still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem with a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Twigg: you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson: I am. I'm sorry. Twigg: I thought they caught the person. Robinson: no, they grabbed some crazy old dude, which I'll tell you about here in a minute, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Twigg: why? Robinson: why did I do it? Yeah, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Twigg: how long have you been planning this? Robinson: a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson later: I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I am worried what my old man will do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in the bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The effing messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge OWO on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Sorry, this is a family show. So, okay. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun done just fine. I don't know. I think it was a $2,000 scope, and then smiling stuff. You guys, this is sick. Okay, now he then deleted a message, and then he says, "My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has it. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering." So the dad is starting to become suspicious. Like, wait a minute, I recognize that gun. What the heck is going on, right? Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You are all I worry about, love. I am much more worried about you. Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. So it appears that Twig, the trans boyfriend, was not aware of the plotting of the murder, the carrying out, but he did find out and did not go to the police. So I'm not sure how that is going to play out. Now, he left his family, which was conservative, Christian, and goes off to college, starts getting indoctrinated on the left. The algorithms are feeding him a constant stream of negativity and anti-trans and Charlie Kirk and pro-family, pro-Republican stuff. It starts to drive him crazy as he falls in love with this trans boy transitioning into a girl who we're learning from her family, his family. Gosh, this stuff gets confusing. His family, that he was in a very, very dark place on the dark web, looking at all kinds of trans porn and animal porn and all kinds of weird stuff. But you can see he is trying to get away with this. He was hoping not to tell the family, not to tell the boyfriend, that he would go to his grave, maybe admit this when he was an old man. He thought he had gotten away with it, but leaving that gun was the thing that will be his undoing. So pretty crazy, right? Now, I want to share this with you. Remember the old guy who quickly jumped in and said, "It's me. I did it. Shoot me." George Zinn. We're now learning that he purposely did this in order to let whoever the real killer was get away with it, because he also hated Charlie Kirk. He's now going to prison for interfering with a crime, having child pornography on his phone. He did all of this to help Tyler Robinson escape. As of right now, there is no connection between the two men, only that Zinn admitted he was doing everything he could to help the real killer get away with it. All right, now Turning Point USA and Charlie Kirk's widow, they are preparing to file massive lawsuits. The Kirk family and Turning Point USA are preparing defamation lawsuits against media outlets and figures who smeared Charlie Kirk after his assassination. TPUSA spokesman Andrew Colvette said on a podcast with Scott Jennings, "We are seeing it all and logging it all. We have good lawyers." Wow. I mean, they should be going after this guy, Destiny, who was saying that this is Trump's fault, that Charlie Kirk brought this on himself, that there should be more shootings at conservative events in order to scare us into hiding and to make us be quiet. This guy, I'll be showing this hopefully later this week, but this guy admitted on camera that he also had plotted the murder of somebody, but then ended up not going through with it because he enjoyed his Twitch streaming revenue too much. I mean, there's some really, really sick people out there. I mean, it's pretty crazy just how much hatred we saw. All right, now, President Trump says that on behalf of MAGA, he is filing a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times, and the lawsuit is being brought in the state of Florida. He said, today, I have the great honor of bringing a $15 billion defamation and libel lawsuit against the New York Times, one of the worst and most degenerate newspapers in the history of our country, becoming a virtual mouthpiece for the radical left Democrat Party. I view it as the single largest illegal campaign contribution ever. Their endorsement of Kamala Harris was actually put dead center on the front page of the New York Times, something heretofore unheard of. The Times has engaged in a decade-long method of lying about your favorite president, me, my family, business, the America First movement, MAGA, and our nation as a whole. I am proud to hold this once respected rag responsible, as we are doing with the fake news networks, such as our successful litigation against George Slopadopoulos, ABC, Disney, and 60 Minutes CBS Paramount. He knew that they were falsely smearing me through a highly sophisticated system of documents and visual alteration, which was in effect a malicious form of defamation and thus settled for record amounts. They practiced this long-term intent and pattern of abuse, which is both unacceptable and illegal. The New York Times has been allowed to freely lie, smear, and defame me for far too long, and that stops now. The suit is being brought in the great state of Florida. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. I'm actually shocked it's taken President Trump this long to do something. I mean, the wild garbage and lies that they have spread. I mean, I have thought for a long time, my gosh, this guy, he's just bulletproof. Everything just rolls off of his back, and that's why he just takes it and takes it and takes it. But I think he just had hope that there were enough good people, but now he's realizing, unless I hit them where it hurts in their wallet, they're not going to do anything. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, she came to President Trump's defense. She went on and said, there is nothing left to talk about with the left. They hate us. They assassinated our nice guy who actually talked to them peacefully, debating ideas. Then millions on the left celebrated and made clear they want all of us dead. To be honest, I want a peaceful national divorce. Our country is too far gone and too far divided, and it's no longer safe for any of us. What will come from Charlie Kirk being martyred is already happening. It's a spiritual revival building the kingdom for Christ, but it will happen on the outside, not within the halls of our government. Democrats are hardened in their beliefs and will flip the switch back as soon as they have power. And if you are expecting Republicans to fight against evil with the power they currently possess and end this once and for all, you are going to be extremely disappointed. Marjorie Taylor Greene, we already are. This week, Congress will be voting on another CR, Biden's budget that funds transgender policies, not our Trump policy budget that funds what you voted for. We had 9 months to get it done. For reasons I don't understand or agree with, it wasn't the priority. Government is not the answer. God is. Turn your full faith and trust to our Almighty God and our Savior Jesus. Tighten your circle around your family and protect them at all times. I will pray for the left, but personally, I want nothing to do with them. So she's losing hope that the Republican Party is actually going to do something. And honestly, she might not be wrong. I mean, it's just absolute insanity what we are all being asked to live through. Now, J.D. Vance, the vice president, had something to say about the left too. He hosted the Charlie Kirk show yesterday on Real America Voice, and he shared some alarming statistics. A YouGov survey of 2,646 adults conducted on September 10th found that 24% of very liberal respondents said that it was acceptable to feel happy about the death of an opposing public figure, while only 3% of conservatives said that it was okay to feel this way. So among adults 18 to 44, 26% of liberals condone political violence, and 7% of conservatives condone political violence. This is crazy to me. 24% of adults that consider themselves very liberal believe that it's okay to murder your political opponent. That is so wrong. Unbelievable. All right, now over on the left, one figure may face scrutiny about mocking and putting out negative stuff about Charlie Kirk. Representative Ilhan Omar criticized conservatives in an interview, calling Kirk reprehensible, and said that he downplayed the George Floyd death. She also accused Republicans like Nancy Mace and President Trump of hypocrisy on political violence and bluntly labeled them full of SHIT. Now, Omar expressed limited empathy for Kirk's family and reposted a video on X mocking mourners and his legacy as a tool for the far right. In response, Congresswoman Nancy Mace introduced a resolution to censor Ilhan Omar and remove her from the Education and Workforce and Budget Committee, saying that she is disgraceful and that a disgraceful person like this should not be on a committee that decides where money goes for Americans. All right, now, Fox News host Jesse Water put out an update. Breaking news, Charlie Kirk's assassin is now on suicide watch. Tyler Robinson is refusing to cooperate with law enforcement, and the FBI is having difficulty cracking into his phone to get access to further text messages. The shooter reportedly admitted to the murder, telling his boyfriend that it was him and his Discord gamer buddies that he was sorry and would miss all of the good times with them. So now my understanding is that he is basically bound in his jail cell because they believe that he is suicidal. Struggling with mood swings, low energy, or hormone imbalance? Venus and Mars from the Wellness Company are doctor-formulated nutraceuticals designed to restore balance, energy, and vitality without synthetic hormones or stimulants. Ladies, Venus supports estrogen and progesterone balance, eases PMS and cramping while boosting energy and libido with clinically dosed ingredients like DIM, maca, Vitex, and broccoli sprouts. There is no fluff and no fillers. Men, Mars supports naturally increased testosterone, enhances circulation, and improves strength, focus, and sexual performance with Tongkat Ali, Tribulus, horny goatweed, zinc. Every ingredient is present in a meaningful and safe dose. There are no gimmicks, just clean daily hormone support for both men and women. And if you're a couple looking for a boost, Venus and Mars will have you feeling like you're on another planet. Head to twc.health/amazing and use code AMAZING for 10% off plus free shipping. That's right. Go to twc.health/amazing and get 10% off plus free shipping using code AMAZING and level up your performance starting today. FBI Director Kash Patel picked a fight with Adam Schiff and many others. I already showed you the fight between Adam Schiff and Kash Patel in my earlier video, but I want to show you the fighting match that he got into with Cory Booker, who was extremely disrespectful towards him. Let me go ahead and play that now.
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is my time.
I follow you on your social media posts that tears this country apart.
To address your falsehoods.
Oh, you can try all you want
in this country.
To not take responsibility for what you have said.
Time.
Sir, you're making a mockery of this committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over. The people of New Jersey tell me what my time is. You can't lecture me.
You can tell me my time's over.
You may be the charge of the
I'm not going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman.
I'm not afraid of you.
Wow. So Kash Patel, he is sick and tired of these Democrats harassing him, telling him he's doing a terrible job, that our country sucks, that Trump sucks, that MAGA is the worst. So he stood up on your behalf to Adam Schiff and on your behalf to Senator Cory Booker, saying, it's my time. You are a disrespectful person dividing the country. And then what does he do? So that he can't get any words out, he just yells over the top of him over and over and over again. I wish I was there. I mean, this, and it wasn't just these two. I mean, Kash Patel, he really, he fought back. He did not allow these people to steamroll him and try to shame him for doing everything that he can to make the FBI accountable and honest and doing good police work to keep our country safe. And you know who else is trying to do that? Is Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence. Now, she was on a podcast, The All In, and they did a live stage event. And Tulsi Gabbard opened up about how the U.S. intelligence agencies became extremely dangerous and weaponized. And she starts exposing some of the lies. Like, for example, how James Clapper lied in order to pull the United States of America into war. Now, listen to this. Every veteran that died in these Middle East wars, it was because of lies of James Clapper and other people in the intelligence agencies. From COVID to covering up for Biden, covering up for Hillary Clinton, doing the shameful work of Barack Obama. She's exposing all of it. And if you know someone that died in the Middle East, it's because of these people and their lies. Let me go ahead and show you what she had to say.
We have seen a trend in some of the biggest intelligence failures around politicized intelligence. And I'll just give this one example because it goes back to the creation of this organization that I lead, ODNI. James Clapper was an intelligence community leader during the time before our country went to war with Iraq. James Clapper wrote in his book about how Dick Cheney was telling the intelligence community, I need you to come up with intelligence, basically that will just create the narrative for us to go to war with Iraq, that will give Colin Powell what he needed to go to bring to the UN as evidence of weapons of mass destruction, of evidence that Saddam Hussein is colluding with Al-Qaeda.
You hear that? We spent $9 trillion on this war, killed over 1 million people, many of them children, lost thousands of American soldiers. Why? Because Dick Cheney invented a lie that could be sold to Colin Powell, and Colin Powell could sell it to Congress so that we could go to war.
And in James Clapper's own words, he said that he and his colleagues were so eager to do what Dick Cheney told them to do that, quote, we created something that wasn't there. This is, as someone who served in the Iraq War, along with so many of my brothers and sisters in uniform, you can see the devastating consequences of politicized intelligence, the difference between war and peace, the difference between, in this case of President Trump with his first administration, this threatens the integrity of our republic and the voices of the people being shown through an election.
Chelsea, think of everything that we've lived through in the last 10 years. Why has it been so difficult in politics in America? Because Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama got together to F over the United States of America, to try to rig an election in Hillary's favor, to try to destroy Donald Trump and the Make America First movement, to try to upend and disrupt America, to bankrupt us financially, to bury us in debt and dead bodies. They've made life so difficult.
You must have been enraged.
Absolutely enraged. Absolutely. Because we were lied to then. We were lied to in 2016 and 2017. And over again, you see how people in these positions of power act with impunity, putting themselves, their political interest, their ambition ahead of the Constitution of the United States and the responsibility and trust that they have to the American people.
Is the ambition this sensation that they are puppet masters, that they can sort of control and shape outcomes, yet they're sort of in the shadows and they're not accountable? Like, what is it?
The lack of accountability, I think, is what drives them believing that they can get away with anything.
Wow. So it's these puppet masters in the shadows using lies and American tax dollars to try to control the world, to try to control the narrative. And all it's done is divide our country. All it's done is bankrupt our country. We're literally almost $37 trillion in debt because of these puppet masters operating in the dark. Why is Dick Cheney not held accountable? They just admitted it right there. He literally invented something that wasn't in order to lie to Colin Powell, to get Congress to allow us to go to war, to kill millions of people, and put us $9 trillion in debt. And for what? For nothing. There's literally family and friends that we know that are dead because of the Middle East wars that Dick Cheney wanted to go to. Why? So Halliburton and others could make billions and billions of dollars from taxpayer money. It's just sick to me. Makes me absolutely sick. I love my country, but I hate my government sometimes. Okay, final story. Over in Cuba, Cuba has announced a restructuring of their massive debt load. Who's going to carry the debt? China. Now, the Foreign Trade and Investment Minister, Oscar Perez Oliva, has announced that there is a deal with China's Xi Jinping. The two sides signed 11 different agreements under the Belt and Road Initiative. So basically, China is about to take over Cuba. China is about to be right off the coast of Miami, Florida. Perez Oliva highlighted the strategic partnership with Beijing to help with food production, energy production, the banking system, and being able to carry their debt load. Well, guess what, Cuba? Everybody that China indebts, China eventually owns. So you guys just sealed your own country, your own death. Sorry. Goodbye, Cuba. I hope you guys learn Chinese. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, that's my update for today. Let me know what you guys think about what Tulsi Gabbard had to say. Let me know what you guys think about what Kash Patel had to say. And let me know what you think about the leaked texts